Hey friends, welcome back to another video. I am back from California and I have brought home way too many things, honestly, way too many. I literally had to buy a roof rack for our car just to bring our stuff home because the entire car was filled with my new birthday gift, which my husband bought for me, which is this magical thing. This is a nugget ice maker and it makes that really soft, slushy, crunchy ice, like little teeny tiny ice, and it has changed my life. So this took up our entire back seat, and then the rest of the car was just plants, and it was madness. So I brought home mostly anthurium. I'm so sorry if you are burnt out on anthurium, but that is what came home with me for the most part. There are a few non-anthurium, but just a forewarning, today's video is going to be very anthurium heavy. And with that said, I just want to thank Palm Street for sponsoring today's video. All of these plants that you are seeing today were purchased from sellers on Palm Street, and I went on a little, not gonna say a shopping spree because my budget was a little bit small, but I did purchase a few plants from sellers on Palm Street. Some of them were so kind in gifting me plants, including a massive box. I think there was like 17 or 18 plants in this box from Woohoo Tropicals. If you guys don't know who Woohoo is already, do you live under a rock? Because I feel like everyone at this point knows about Woohoo. But with all that said, all of the sellers that I'm going to feature in today's video, I'm obviously going to pop their socials on the screen. I'm going to link them in the description. And if you guys want to give them a follow so that you are notified when they are selling plants, that would be great. But if you don't know what Palm Street is, if you haven't seen the many videos that I've done on Palm Street already, sponsored and non-sponsored, Palm Street is this nifty little app that plant people can flock to when they are feeling a little spendy or maybe lonely and you want to just hang out. It's basically like a marketplace, specifically mostly for plants. You will find some non-plant things, like people sell geckos, they sell crystals, things like that. But for the most part, it is a plant app, and sellers can go live and you can hang out with them and kind of see what they have for sale. It's not like Instagram where, you know, you have to like claim a number and you put the bids in the comments. Everything is automated. If it's an auction style plant, there's a button there and you can just bid. If it's a direct buy plant, you just buy it. Everybody knows who bought it. You buy the shipping right in the little shop. You can track your order. You can message the seller. It just makes going live how people used to go live so much easier, way more streamlined. Everything is clear cut. You know exactly what you're buying. You know exactly what, you know, or where your plant is in its like processing, whether it's, you know, just still being packaged or if it's actually being shipped. And it just takes all the guesswork out of buying plants from these live sales. So it's cool though, because you can like chat with other people, and a lot of people have become friends on there. And some sellers go live for hours and hours and hours. And I have picked up a new habit of whenever I'm like in a repotting mood or even a cleaning mood, instead of like popping in one of my favorite podcasts or watching a YouTube video or something, I will literally just like throw on someone's live, just leave my phone and just kind of listen. And if there's a plant that comes up that I'm interested in, then I'll go run back to my phone, kind of see what it looks like. Not only can you go live, but you can also buy via purge. And so these ones aren't like one by one like you normally would see on Facebook. They pre-upload all of the purge plants and it's first come, first serve. And it's really, really fun because you can find like, I don't know, a bunch of people going or purging at the same time. And so you're just like trying to see like what everyone has before someone else buys it. And it sort of brings back that 2020 nostalgia back. And yeah, I find it very, very enjoyable. So anyway, Palm Street is a great app if you are just looking for new plant friends, if you are looking for a new plant, if you're looking for new sellers to follow and buy from, go give that app a download. It is only available in the US though. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this technically. I don't think it's illegal. I'm gonna say it anyway. If you are not in the US and you kind of just want to creep and join in on the chat and just see what's being sold and watch the lives, you can download this VPN on your phone, set your location to somewhere in the US, and you can go ahead and enjoy. But you just can't buy any plants, obviously, because they only ship within the US. Some people in Canada, like friends over here that want to buy from Palm Street, they have been shipping to a US post office, US post box, postal box, hello, a US address. So yeah, that is what Palm Street is. So thank you, Palm Street, for sponsoring today's video. I cannot wait to show you this massive haul. Not only am I going to show you the plants, but we are going to repot them on camera. It is going to be sort of a shorter repot because my time is very limited today and I have so many plants to get through. So I think I'm gonna start with this box from Woohoo since it's right next to me. They threw in some plants for Alice and Jing, so I've already given them their share, but there's some in here that I need to split up with Alice. I don't know who's getting what yet. I don't know if we're gonna tortilla slat for it or what we're going to do, but I told her I just wanted to hang on to them so I could show them to you, and then we will get them split. My baby's crying. Okay, first plant is, I'm gonna show it to you. Any guesses what this guy is? It is a SKG Silver crossed with a Bessier Af. If I have the parent plants or any kind of plant to show you of like the parentage, I will throw them up on the screen. I probably won't be able to get every single parent photo in this video, but I will try my damnedest. So this is the product of those two plants. Right now, it's looking like it's gonna be really silvery, which would track because the SKG Silver is very, very silvery and it's beautiful. I do love the SKG Silver. I'm not sure if I like it enough to own it, but I say that about a lot of things, and then once it's presented to me, I'm like, give it. So yeah, this is the first plant that me and Alice are going to have to decide who gets what. And then the second one, I feel like I should repot these first and then move on to the box of non-Woohoo plants. But then I'm gonna get all messy. No, let's not do that. Okay, the next one, this is not, I don't think this is from Woohoo. Is it? The next one is probably, I wanna say that this is my second favorite. Was it my second favorite? No, this was my favorite of all of the shared plants that came in. I mean, honestly, it doesn't really matter who gets who right away because me and Alice share all of our Woohoo plants, whether it was supposed to be sent for both of us or just one of us. We always end up just chopping it and giving each other the first cut of it. So yeah, this one is a Papillolaminum Voldemort crossed with a Ralph Linum Self. Now, I will say that the Pappy Voldemort is probably one of my favorite Woohoo plants of all time. Unfortunately, my Voldemort isn't growing very good. Where is my Voldemort? You see, this is an issue when you don't even know where. You know what? I think I stumped my Voldy because it was so sad. At this point, I should just, and I don't know why I haven't done this already, I should just give Alice the plant so that she can use her magic powers, her magic and Therium powers, and just grow it and then just give me a cutting later. But anyway, Voldemort is this Pappy that I think it was, I don't remember, I used to know the story of the Voldemort, but it's essentially this Pappy that Woohoo has that have these really crazy tall ears. It just looks really long and sinister and dark, and it is beautiful. And I do have a self. Do I have a self or do I have, I think I have a self of that plant. So this is the mother, or not, this is not the mother. The Voldemort is the mother, and then the Ralph Linum Self is the father. So I just think that's two great plants to hybridize together, and I cannot wait to see what this one looks like. Like, look at these leaves. The venation is so dark, And the leaves are so skinny, even as like a really juvenile plant. I mean, you can see more venation coming out here, but I do think it's gonna be very, very muted and delectable. To be honest, I might be missing some plants to show you because some of the labels came off of them and I don't know what's what, so I don't want to like mis-ID any. This one here is very, very small. These next three are going to be really hard to see anything, but this is a Carla Pap crossed with a Portier, which all amazing, amazing plants. And then this one is a Carla Pap crossed with an FTG Self. Another small seedling. Hopefully I have the pair. I do think I have the FTG. I do think I have the FTG Self photo from Josh, but I don't know if I have a picture of the Carla Pap. By the way, some of these crosses, I think 1 or 2 or 3 of them are from Josh. They're Josh's hybrid, not Woohoo's. Okay, and then the third one is a Carla Pap crossed with the Carla Dress RG. Man, this Carla Pap was busy. She was making babies like crazy. So a little bit of damage from shipping. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I got back from California 2 weeks ago and they're still in the packaging. I've been so busy, I just have not had time. These next 3 are really small. I need to get these out of here. So I'm just gonna show you these really quickly. I'm not gonna take them out right now because they're all seedlings. Like you can't really tell their features. Actually, this one you can kind of see, but like this one's super teeny. Okay, so this one is a Portier crossed with an Ace of Spades. Really small. And then this one is an Ace of Spades crossed with a red crystallinum. I don't know which red crystal. Oh wait, I think there's a tag here. Ace of Spades crossed with the red crystallinum. Oh, it's the Wu 10. Hopefully I have a picture of Wu 10 here. And then this is a red crystal Carla. This one is a red crystal Carla. I am really, really excited for this one. I think if I had to choose from any 3 of these to have right away, it would be the red crystal Carla. And then the last one is this one. This is my second favorite because, oh my God, look at that, it's crazy. So this is a Portioy crossed with a Papilloleminum Ralph Linum Self. Amazing. I hope that it stays really sharp. I just noticed that it has a new leaf coming out, so I gotta be really careful with these. But honestly, they've done so great for just being in this box for 2 weeks, in like wrapped and with polyfill. They have been such troopers. So I am really, really anxious to get them the heck out of here. So thank you, Woohoo, so much, and thank you, Josh and Pao over at Woohoo, for your generosity and your kindness and always spoiling us. Honestly, when they said that they were gonna send a care package, I was expecting like a couple of seedlings, if that. And this box was massive, it was heavy, and I just couldn't believe it. That is all the plants from Woohoo. I'm trying to remember who I got this dang plant from. Okay, I'm so sorry if you sent us plants or sent me plants and I'm not showing it because, again, tags got mixed up. I need Alice so bad. Okay, so the next one is from the Homebody. I think some of you already know who this is. I actually ordered a plant from her in a purge and I was super, super, super excited about it. And then I asked my mom to send me a picture of the plant, and she sent me 2 plants. And I was like, why are there 2 plants? So I messaged her and was like, hey, like, thank you so much for the plant that I ordered. I don't know if there was like a mix up in the mail or something, or mix up in the orders, but I did get a second plant, and I just didn't know if I should send it back or whatever. And she was like, oh no, that wasn't like a packing error. Like, I just wanted to gift it to you. And she was just so sweet. So the one that I ordered is actually a crystallinum Carla Blackier. I have a crystal Carla from Bros with Hose. I don't know if they're gonna look the same, but I really love the venation on this one, and it already looks so different than the one that came from Bros with Hose. And this one is a little bit darker. So yeah, I'm excited to kind of see this one grow out. It does have a new leaf. It's in moss right now, and it is so dry. So I gotta get this out of here. And then the plant that she gifted me is this Black Widow Michelle crossed with a Fort Sherman. I was like, oh my gosh, if this was a packing error, I'm gonna be so choked. And I honestly was gonna say like, well, how much is it? Let me just gash you out because I don't want to give this back. So it's just a wee little thing right now, but I am just like so grateful because I do love the Black Widow Michelle. I love the Black Widow. Again, this is a plant that I'm saying now, like I'm never gonna own it, but I was saying these about like the red crystallinums and pretty much all of the plants that you see behind me. It's just wild that I even own them. Yeah, I'm excited to see this one. I don't know if all of the leaves emerged with this sort of like red outline on the leaf margin, but I don't know if it's picking it up, but it's like just so clearly outlined with red, which is really, really cool. And it's sort of getting like a more bumpy texture. So we'll see how that turns out. Very exciting. And then the next one is from a shop called Planty Love Co. And again, this is a plant that I ordered from, I don't know if it was a live sale or if it was a purge. I'm inclined to say that it was a purge. And when I say purge, I obviously mean on Palm Street. So I ordered this Brielle Red Crystal. If you guys don't know what a Brielle is, it is a dock block crystallinum. And yeah, the mother plant of this one, which I will show you here, hopefully I still have the photo of it. It was beautiful. I honestly didn't know if it was a clone or if it was a self or what. I just knew that I wanted a piece of it and I got it. And it's actually looking really, really promising right now. It's starting to show a lot of that silver. I'm hoping more red comes through. I would be so stoked. So yeah, with this shop, I told my mom, like, can you unbox it and show it to me? And then she showed me 2 plants, and I did the same thing that I did with the homebody and was like, you know, I don't know if it was a packing error or whatever. But no, it was another gift, which was so nice. So this one is a Zara Michelle crossed with the Brielle Red Crystal, which again, 2 plants I just really, really love. This one is looking really, really like bolete, and this more of the silver is coming through. I am excited to see how this one matures. Honestly, it's been really fun growing Anthurium from seedling size just because they transform so much as they, you know, get larger, and it is a much different experience than growing philodendron or growing something like an alocasia. They all each have their own uniqueness and specialness and excitement when they are maturing, but there's just something, you know, very, very special about watching an Anthurium go from seedling to, you know, its mature form. So yeah, thank you Planty Love Co. for the little gift and for sending plants in such great condition. By the way, all of the sellers that sent me this stuff, like the packaging has been literally like 10 out of 10. I couldn't have asked for better. And then the second to last shop I'm going to feature is a non-Anthurium. Now, I don't know how to say the name of this shop. I'm gonna throw it up on the screen, but is it Lipomer? It's probably so obvious, but I don't really know how to say it. I don't want to butcher it, but this is the shop that I got it from, and that is a variegated ginger spiral plant. I talked about this in, I don't know, I think I might have talked about this back in like 2021 when I first started my channel. And this was one of the variegated plants that was on my wish list. It went through it, and it's continuing to go through it because I have not been caring for it. But also it was so hot in Sacramento and everything was just melting. But this one was actually quite a trooper. So I do want to get this out of here. I'm gonna show you a more mature plant, and I saw this on Marketplace while I was in Sacramento. I was so tempted to drive out to the city to pick this up and just have it at my mom's house, but we were so busy and I just could not find the time. It would have taken several hours out of the day to get it, but I was just in love. I was like, oh my gosh, if that is the potential for this plant, I am all in. Well, that's what I say now until it starts getting really big. But I just think the variegation on this plant is absolutely beautiful. The growth pattern is cool. It's called a ginger spiral because like the stems actually like grow in a spiral, and it reminds me of the not tillandsia, guys, there's another plant that looks similar to this. It's kind of fuzzy, but it trails. I actually had it before and I said that it was gonna be my dupe since I couldn't get a hold of this plant. But I ended up not really liking the way that that plant looked in terms of the way it looked once it was trailing. It looked really messy. It didn't look as nice as I thought it would. I don't know what the plan is in terms of how I'm going to display this plant, but I'm just excited to have it, honestly. I hope that this one gives me really nice variegation because I've seen some people, theirs goes like mostly green, like you can see like on this stem right here, it's like really, really green. So I'm really hoping to get more leaves like this and like this where it's showing a lot of like that white. It's just so nice. And then the last one I actually don't have with me because I bought it for my mom. It is the Ficus petiolaris. Ficus petiolaris. I first discovered this plant through my friend Jing, and hers is growing kind of funny right now, but I just thought that the leaves looked like something that my mom would just love. So this is the shop that I got it from. They were new on Palm Street. I think the live that I tuned into was their very first live. There were a lot of really, really interesting plants, some plants that I had never heard of before, and I followed them because I just knew that if they ever purged in the future or went live in the future again, it would definitely be something that I'd want to watch because their plants are very like unique. They're very arid, desert plants, and I just need a good break sometime from like the whole aroid thing. So this is the plant that I got for my mom. It arrived so fast, packaging 10 out of 10, came so fast, that's what she said. And yeah, it actually is doing really well in my mom's house. I did put it in her Rudsta cabinet. I don't think it necessarily needs like the humidity or the whatever, like the conditions of a greenhouse, but I wanted to mostly just have it like on display because, you know, I changed the lighting in there and you can really like sort of see it's like beautiful leaves. It's like a fuzzy texture and it has like pink veins, and it's just definitely a plant that my mom would love. So yeah, those are all of the plants that I got. Did I buy more? Did I? Did I buy more? I don't think I did. I don't think I bought more plants. It kind of feels like maybe I did, but that's because I did some trades with friends and stuff, which you would have seen in my vlog. Oh, my vlog already, did I say my vlog didn't go up yet? Because it did. And yeah, I ended up coming home with like near 50 plants. I think I had close to 50 plants. No, I probably had more like 30 or something, but it was a lot. I had like 5 boxes of plants. So yeah, watch my vlog, my California vlog, if you want to see the other plants that I brought home. And then also I will be having another video go up maybe in about a week where I show you the rest of the plants from Palm Street. Anyway, I'm so tired of hearing my own voice. I'm gonna get these out of their current situations and do a little repot. I'm not gonna do like a repot and chat. I really don't want this to be too long, but we'll kind of just shoot the shiz, and I'm gonna make myself another coffee, and maybe you can repot a few plants with me and let me keep you company. All right, while I'm prepping here, I think I don't really want to talk about plants. I don't know. I was thinking of just like opening up a Q&A on my Instagram if anyone even asks me anything. As I get prepped here, I will tell you about what happened yesterday. So, first, let me tell you guys about these nifty things. So I wanted to be able to use gloves again, plastic gloves, for when I'm handling things like corms, because if you guys didn't know, it has calcium oxalate crystals which irritate your skin. Actually, a lot of aeroids have calcium oxalate, and I think what it is some people have like a complete not susceptibility, a complete tolerance to it, where they can get the sap on themselves, they can touch corms and things like that and not get itchy at all. Then there's people like me who just get like, it's not like excruciating, but it's a very uncomfortable itch. It happens all throughout my arms. And then there's some people who are just like straight up allergic. I just saw a post in, I don't know which Facebook group it was, but she had trimmed her mycins down. And if you're watching this video and you somehow stumbled on this video, I'm so sorry that happened to you. It looked so painful. She trimmed her mycins and then she ended up in the hospital for a few days because her entire face just like blew up. So I would suggest, if you are allergic or you do have the sensitivity to the sap and the stuff that are on plants, that you glove up, because it helps a lot. And I really like these gloves because you can still kind of really feel what you're doing, and it's not so clunky like dish gloves where it's a complete barrier between you and the thing you're working on. I just never really felt good about using plastic gloves because it just felt so wasteful, and I hated that I was using like excess plastic for something like repotting a plant, you know? So I found these. I don't know why I never thought to actually search for it. I had thought about it because I'm like, oh, it would be nice if I could find like biodegradable ones, but I was like, oh, it's gonna be so expensive. Like, I bet you they're gonna come in packs of like 25 and be like $30 or something. But no, it was actually very affordable. So this is the one that I'm using, and it was like a pack of 100 or something, or 50 or 100. And yeah, it was not expensive at all. So these are, more eco-friendly. They are biodegradable. I have been able to use, I thought, okay, before I even posted these, I made sure to use them a couple times. So this is the first pair. Whoa. This is the first pair that I've used from the box. I think I've used this maybe 6 times in 6 different repots, prepping soil. I used it when I prepped pond, and yeah, it hasn't ripped yet. I thought that it was going to be easily rippable because of how it's biodegradable, but yeah, I've been able to reuse them, and I will not be throwing these away until there is a hole in it. So yeah, if you're looking for some gloves that are a little bit friendlier on the earth, highly recommend these. Now to talk about what happened yesterday. I think I am going to glove up just because some of this soil is wet and I don't really want to touch it at the present moment. I need something to put the dirty soil in, although I could probably just reuse this soil, and I think I will because, you know, why not? I have my massive soil bin here. I think I need to put this a little lower. Okay, I made a fresh batch of soil. I am just going to be repotting on here and putting the soil in. And so I don't think I've done this on my YouTube channel yet, but I saw this in a TikTok video. Someone was talking about like a hack that they did in their greenhouse, like outdoor greenhouse, and it was like for not like aeroid potting, but you know, he was growing like vegetables and stuff, and he had a table that was made of just grid mesh like this, or not, like a grid wire, and the bottoms were just these plastic bins. So he had like compost in one, soil in one, perlite, and then he had one that was just for like repotting. And yeah, he would just repot on the table and everything would fall into these bins and he would just reuse it. And there was like no cleanup. And I was like, why can't I do that? So yeah, I found one that kind of fit perfectly with my soil bin here. And I was looking for one without any feet. This one has little feet. I just got this from the dollar store, by the way, but it actually turned out to work out a lot better than one that didn't have feet because it does sort of slide, but the feet prevent it from completely sliding off. Like, yes, it will fall in sometimes if you're not careful, but I mean, at least it wouldn't spill on the ground. But yeah, the whole thing, like, just, it slides, but it doesn't fall off. So I've been using it like this so that I can like get new soil. So yeah, that is what I'm gonna do today to try and avoid the mess. I think I'm gonna start with the really small ones, and I need to get my labeler because I need to make labels for these. Oh my gosh, Alice is going to, she's gonna get so mad if I fudge this up. I'm gonna be repotting them into these. I think these are 3.5 inch clear pots. And the one that I bought did not come with these little dome lids. I would highly recommend buying the one with the dome lids if you are like growing and selling seedlings, because then at least you can just sell them with the dome lid and whoever gets it is already sort of set up for success. But this one did come with like, just like the flat lids, which, no. It came with saucers, like a drip tray, which isn't very helpful for me because I'm not gonna just like put this on a shelf. Like I actually put them in bins, so I just toss them all. But I do need to make tags for this, so I'm gonna do one at a time so I don't confuse it. So the first one is an Ace of Spades red crystal. Now this is the one that I feel like is showing the most traits. Oh wait, duh, there's already a label in here. I forgot that Woohoo gave us tags. Okay, well that's good. So yeah, this is the Ace of Spades crossed with a red crystal Wu 10. And it looks like they were just like growing in these little plugs. I'm gonna reuse this, so let's keep that guy. Okay, so in terms of what happened yesterday, Vince is back at work now. His paternity leave is officially over, and I am really sad about it because I feel like we were having such a good time. And I feel like we were finally settling into like a good schedule. We had made really good progress with Archie's sleep training, and I was feeling some sort of normalcy again. And then now him being back at work sort of threw a wrench in my sense of normalcy. So it's just been rough. I've been really stressed and sleep deprived the last, I would say, week. And I have been like more on edge, more anxious, more uptight, let's just say bitchy. Straight up, I've just been more of a biatch. And I was feeling the stress. And so yesterday I had to take Arch to his 4-month checkup, and this is the first like time that I had ever left the house alone with him. I've never gone anywhere with Archie just by myself. I've always been with Vince. And so I was a little bit stressed because, you know, it was a doctor's appointment, and it was out of the city, and it was raining, and it was already like kind of stressful, and then I was sleep deprived. So we get to my doctor's office, and my doctor usually runs late, like at least 20 minutes late, sometimes 30, but our appointment was at 11:30, and we did not actually get seen until 12:30. So during this whole period, I was just kind of losing my mind because I had planned this appointment in a time slot that would work perfectly with Archie's feedings and his nap, and I even allowed for some time if he was running late. So I'm not gonna sit here and say like, oh, he wasn't with me at exactly 11:30. Like, no, I had planned for a delay, but a full hour went by and like Archie was just not having it. When we put him down for naps and when we feed him, it's always like in a very zen sort of atmosphere usually. Like, you know, we turn on the sound machine and it's dark in the room. And so in this room, it was just like fluorescent lights, and it was cold, and he was basically naked, because how it works is like as soon as we get there, they, you know, take his weight, and he has to be like fully naked. And then usually, sorry, I'm choking on soil. Anyway, yeah, you know, usually right after they take his weight, it'll only be like a couple minutes before the doctor sees us, and typically he has to be just in his diaper so he can do like a full assessment. And so it was like, oh yeah, just like leave him in his diaper, right? And so this was at like 11:40, and then 11:50, and then 12, and then 12:10, and then 12:15, and I'm like, okay, it's getting late. Like, he's getting really grumpy. He wouldn't take a feeding in the office. I think it's because it's just not it's not what he's used to, you know? And I put his clothes back on because I'm like, it's cold in here, and I've been trying to keep this blanket that he's kicking off because I thought that, you know, we were going to be seen pretty much right away. And so I get him clothed, and he's crying, and I open the door, and I like start walking down the hallway to just kind of soothe him. And I'm asking like, am I going to be seen soon? Like, this is kind of ridiculous. It's been like 45 minutes, you know, since my appointment start time. And they just were like, oh yeah, he's just running late. Like, it was very dismissive and not like apologetic. I didn't expect them to like freaking get down on like their knees and beg me to, you know, forgive them. But it just seemed very like, oh yeah, he's just running late. Like, just deal with it, you know? And like my child is screaming. And I was just stressed out. Like, I was fully stressed out because I was by myself. Usually I have Vince to kind of keep me grounded and like sort of help with the situation. And then, yeah, like a full hour goes by and Archie just falls asleep. And I was like, great, I bet you the doctor is gonna come in any moment now that he's fallen asleep. And sure enough, as soon as Archie like closes his eyes, he falls asleep. Or as soon as he closes his eyes, the doctor comes in. And okay, this one does not have a tag, so I need to make one for it. Okay, like typically I have a very good relationship with my doctor. My doctor has helped me through a lot of things, including my polycystic ovary syndrome, helped me get pregnant. He's been with me ever since I got into Canada, and he's helped with a lot of like the health issues that I've had, and I am very grateful for him. And you know, we do have a great relationship, but I had been really upset with I don't know if it's his like staffing or what, but I just feel like he's taking too many appointments. I don't know if it's a money thing, because obviously he gets more money if he sees more patients. And I just feel like everyone is always waiting so long to be seen. And it's like, I was frustrated, you know, I was already frustrated. And then now you add on the fact that I'm here alone with the baby, and I'm not expecting VIP treatment, but like after half an hour or an hour, can you at least like check in with me to like let me know like I didn't forget about you, and like this is about how much longer it's gonna be. But it was nothing. I was literally just like waiting there. And so he comes in, and I am super annoyed, I am stressed, I am anxious, and he's like, oh hi, like how is it, like how are you? And I couldn't even look at him. It was just like livid, and I was like, fine. And he's like, so like how's little Archie? And I was like, fine, we're just here for the 4-month checkup. And I had a very like, you know, straightforward voice. I really wasn't making eye contact with him. And he sits down and was like, I can tell by your body language and your tone that you are upset with me, and like I understand why, and I just like want you to know that you're valid in feeling that. But you know, like in my field of work, like you never really know what you're gonna get patient to patient when they come in, and sometimes things just run longer. And he just like went on this whole thing, and I just said, I completely understand that, but from all of the practitioners that I've seen in Canada, I have never had to wait as long with any of them as I do with you. And I was like, I'm just feeling really stressed because I'm here alone with Archie, and he's been crying, and yeah, it was just taking a really long time. And then he apologized again, and then we got over it, we squashed it. But I was actually just like really surprised that he like said something and was like, I can tell you're being a biatch. I was like, damn, he called me out. I don't know if it would have been better if he didn't call me out or just left it, but I am like, I'm happy, you know, I'm grateful that he apologized or whatever. Again, I'm usually not like Karen. I'm very understanding. I'm the type of person where like, if you run into me, I'm the one that's gonna be like, oh, sorry, you know? And I'm very, believe it or not, I am very non-confrontational, especially in person. I let a lot of things go, and then I just stew about it later, and I have this situation in my mind of what I would have said. But yesterday I was just not having it. I was so freaking pissed. And yeah, I'm just surprised he said something. So that's my story. I really thought he would have just let it go and just been like, I'm just gonna let her be a biatch, and we're just gonna continue on with this appointment, and that'll be that. I was literally telling Vince, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave. And he said, don't leave. do it for Archie, because I was like, screw this, I'm just gonna take him to like an urgent care to do like the 4-month checkup, you know, like I don't need this bull crap. But yeah, he made a good point. Like, you don't want to like drag Archie, sorry, my glove keeps farting. He's like, you don't want to drag Archie through like a urgent care and like wait, you don't know how long we're gonna wait. And so that's why I haven't. Anyway, all of that said, that was my my Karen moment, I guess. I thought I was justified though, because honestly, if it were me, I'd at least send in one of my receptionists to be like, you know, it's probably gonna be another like 20 minutes, like something, just something, instead of just like completely leaving me in the dark as to what the hell is going on. And then when I ask about it, act like I'm not just in even asking, like, you know, how much longer it's gonna be. Just did not like that. But I'm glad that, you know, I didn't leave, because there is something that they did bring up at the appointment that was kind of a concern, and I've kind of been an anxious mess since then. They told me not to worry about it right now until we're able to see a specialist. And so, yeah, I have just chosen to not Google anything about what they told me, because we all know what happens when you do that. I'm fine when it's me. Like, I'm fine if it's me. If this was my appointment and they said what they said about me, I would have immediately Googled it the second I got in my car. But because it is Archie, I can't do it. I just can't, like, I'm not strong enough. And I know that my anxiety is going to just be even worse if I start reading things, and it could be nothing, but it also could be something. So yeah, we're just gonna be on the safe side and see a pediatrician. So anyway, that was my day yesterday. I probably sound like a biatch telling the story, but I'm human. Sometimes I get mad, okay? And sometimes I don't choose the high road. Sometimes I don't want to be the bigger person. I just want to be a biatch. So just let me. I am going to be inoculating all of these guys with, I think I'm going to try, okay, so let me show you the 2 things that I picked up. I don't think I showed this in my vlog, but I did restock on some things in the States. But I did I did grab these 2 things that I have been hearing about. So if you are not new to this channel, you'll know that I use TPS billions and Great White in terms of mycorrhizal inoculant. And so this is the same company that makes Great White. And one of them is an Orca Premium Liquid Mycorrhizae with beneficial bacteria. And then the other one is King Crab Premium Beneficial Bacteria. Enhances availability for uptake of phosphate and micronutrients. I think the difference between these are just the different kind of bacteria and endomycorrhiza that are in here. Not like wildly different, but different. Different enough to be obviously separate products. So I have been using Orca. I haven't used the King Crab yet, so I'm gonna be using this to inoculate all of the plants that I'm repotting today. Oh, I have a garbage can here. Why am I struggling for no reason? I'm trying to stay clean here because I do have to film another video today, and I just feel like it's gonna get wild. Okay, I have these seedlings I have all of these excess seedlings, and I don't know what I'm gonna do with them. I was kind of thinking of just doing like giveaway plants for our next live, but then we have to worry about shipping and like Fido and all that, and it just kind of seems like it would be a headache. Okay, let's see if anyone asked any questions or if it was crickets. Sometimes I throw in like the Ask Me Anything boxes and I'll get like 100 questions, and then there's sometimes I throw it up and nobody asks me anything. That's just how it be. Okay, we got a few. Oh, we got a few. Okay, what is your favorite Filipino food? Man, this is a hard question. I feel like I have a lot. but they're very mainstream. I'm not very adventurous when it comes to trying foods in general. And with Filipino food, I kind of just like stick to what I've always eaten. And when someone tries to present a new dish to me, it's not that appealing. So I will admit that I haven't eaten a lot of different kinds of Filipino food. I've just eaten a lot of the same kinds. So this one is the Red Crystal Carla. I thought I just did the Red Crystal Carla. Oh no, that's the Ace of Spades Red Crystal. This one is showing pretty distinct features. It's looking like Abbey already. Kind of looks a little bit bleached, so we'll see if I can darken it up. But I will say that probably my all-time favorite Filipino food is pork sinigang, and that is like a sour and savory pork soup dish. And it's interesting because I don't really like pork. Like I eat pork in very small amounts, and when I do eat it, it has to be cooked a specific way or I won't eat it, especially if it's like boiled pork. Like I won't even eat pork that comes in ramen, and I know it's delicious, but I just can't do it. And so it's like kind of surprising that I love this dish so much, but you can also do it with fish, but I prefer it with pork ribs. And yeah, I like it because obviously I'm a soup girl and I love a savory soup, but I love that this has like the sourness of the tamarind in it, and then it has just like so many veggies. So you can add green beans, you can add eggplant, okra, radish, like a daikon radish, bok choy. It's a very vegetable heavy dish, and whenever I'm craving something with vegetables, it's usually sinigang. Sometimes I'll make sinigang and not even eat the meat. I'll just have like the veggies and then Vince eats all the meat. Yeah, I prefer that one. I don't really like the fish version pretty much at all, to be honest. I was pescatarian for a year once upon a time, but unless it's like sushi, like raw, or it's like fried, like I love fried tilapia, I don't really like fish. Like I don't like salmon. I really don't like salmon, like the way people like bake salmon. That's, if someone makes it, I'll eat it and I'll be nice, and I'm not gonna gag or anything, but it's definitely not my preferred. I don't love it, but I do love a good fried tilapia. So yeah, the fish version of this dish, I won't even touch it really. I'll maybe have some of the broth, but that's about it. Olipop or Poppy? I have not had either of them. I'm not trendy and I'm not cool apparently. Can you discuss how to bring plants over the Canadian border? Does that mean to Canada or from Canada? I could be getting this information wrong. Okay, so sorry. I have unpotted all 3 of those, and then now I'm gonna do these. I think I'm gonna leave Jing so that she can repot it into the substrate that she wants. But I've got Carla Pap, Carla Dress RG, so I have these 2. Okay, and then I have Carla Pap FTG Self. I think there's only one of that, and then there's Carla Pap Portier, Carla Pap Port. Okay, I will leave this for Jing. I swear I am missing a plant. I'm missing a plant. I'm missing one. What the heck? Because we should each have 3 of these, and I only have 2 for her, so I don't know what the heck. So the next question is, yeah, can you discuss how to bring plants over the Canadian border? I could be wrong about this. I feel like everyone interprets the website in different ways, but here is what I understand. It is easier, I believe, to bring plants from Canada or from the United States into Canada because Canada, they consider the US to have basically the same sort of agriculture, the same kind of plants. So if you can prove that it was grown and it came from the US, you do not need a phytosanitary certificate, and you can bring up to 50 house plants for personal use without any kind of documentation. Yeah, bringing plants in is totally fine. Some people say you can bring soil, some people say you can't bring soil. This stuff, this is not considered soil. This is peat moss mix. It's not like soil from like outside, like the, you know, earth. So if they ever question like, oh, you can't bring soil in, you just say this is a soilless potting mix. You can bring up to 50 houseplants. Bringing plants from the US into Canada is a little bit harder. You do need apparently a phytosanitary certificate. Wait, am I getting this right? Oh no, bringing plants from Canada into the United States is harder. You do need a phytosanitary certificate, even if it's like an ornamental house plant. I think you might even need an import permit. I will try and link whatever I can in the description regarding this, but it's all on the website. It's just everyone always interprets it differently, so I don't know. I will say for me, I don't declare it unless they ask. I don't recommend doing that. Archie's screaming. But yeah, unless they ask about plants specifically, I do not say a damn thing. And that is because, going either way, because I've heard horror stories of some people having their plants confiscated because that specific agent didn't know the law. Even if, you know, you are showing them what it says on the website, they're like, nope, sorry, like not letting that in, or I don't believe that this is not soil. Or there was even one where an agent was confused about a variegated plant, and he said that it looked sick and diseased, and he confiscated it, and he did not believe that it was variegation. So, you know, I'm not taking my chances in terms of allowing an officer to make that call for me to, I mean, someone who knows nothing about plants. Like, it just doesn't, yeah. Unless they ask, I'm not saying anything, and let's just leave it at that. What hobby would you combine with planty stuff? I think honestly it would be needlepoint. Needlepoint, and what is that? You know, people who make rugs? Like, I just think it's so cool. Making rugs and making like tapestries and making like hanging wall art. Like, I would love to design an entire collection of like placemats and like coasters and wall hangings. I just think that would be so cool. I think my mom is starting to get into, is needlepoint the right word that I'm thinking of? It's this, like making stuff like this. Let me just scooch on over and show you guys what I'm talking about. I don't know who the original was, but you know, like that Monstera rug, like I have always wanted one of those, but I never took the time to actually like buy one because I don't know where I'd put it, to be honest. Like, I wouldn't put it in the plant room because I'm not gonna spend that much money on a rug and then like get it gross and dirty in this plant room. I don't think I would love it in my living room. It's just not, I just, yeah. I don't know where I'd put it. And they are quite expensive. I will say that some people who are making them are not charging enough though, because there was someone who ordered one of those rugs. Maybe it wasn't even a rug, it was like a wall hanging, and it was like $150 or something, and it was like this massive thing. Like, I bet you that thing took like, I don't know, I want to say at least like 25, 30, 40 hours of labor. Just, yeah, I feel like some people who are really good at it can get away with charging a lot more. But I completely get undervaluing yourself and your work. I do it all the time. I still do it because I don't know, I just have a hard time taking people's money. I don't like it. It makes me cringe. Even when I'm like talking about sponsorships and stuff like that, like when it comes to talking about the rates, it just makes my booty like clench. And sometimes I throw these numbers out and I just feel like they're thinking, oh my God, you're totally like overvaluing yourself, or like you're not worth this much. Yeah. I don't know if that's anxiety or if everyone else kind of deals with that too, but I will say that I don't think for some of the deliverables that I do give some of these brands and stuff, I don't think that I'm charging enough. That's just my opinion, but I am going to kind of rethink my rates in the new year because it's just getting really challenging to to do some of these sponsorships with my schedule and for what some like companies are expecting, it's like, yeah, it's just not worth my time. But I will also say that with the influx of plant YouTubers, obviously it's becoming a little bit more saturated. You have to compete with other people. But at the same time, I think I don't like undervaluing myself, because I know the work that it takes to produce like a 3-hour long video, you know, and it's definitely worth more than a couple $100. And for that price, I'd rather be spending time with Archie and enjoying him while he's little. But anyway, back to hobbies. Yeah, that's the hobby that I would definitely combine it with, I think. And I don't know, maybe I'll get into it one day, but because I have been wanting to try to pick up another hobby, but now's not the time. I need to just focus on being a plant mom and human mom. My days are already so intense. I can't even imagine trying to squeeze in a hobby right now. One day though, I am starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Had a lot of really hard days where I'm just like, I don't know if I could do this, but we'll get there. I'm just really tired. And I'm gonna have to start putting out shorter videos over the next few weeks because I just don't have the time anymore. It's hard, it's really hard. I mean, filming, I would say, is the hardest in terms of trying to find the time. And I think a lot of my videos now are gonna be filmed in the plant room just because during the day, it's just hard to do stuff out there, and I can't be super loud because my downtime is when Archie is sleeping. And yeah, he hears everything in his bedroom. I love our place, but I'm hoping to eventually be in a space where he has like an actual door and like a room that's away from the living area. Because as soon as he's asleep, we just go in complete like silent mode, and it's kind of like a quiet place in the movie, you know? By the way, who watched the new Quiet Place? It was so good. No, it wasn't so good. It was good, but not as good as the first 2 movies, that's for sure. Good enough. Good enough. Surprisingly, I thought I was gonna be super into like spooky season this year. I just want to survive. Next year will be better. I definitely want to, you know, be more festive for Archie. I do think I'm gonna do Christmas stuff though. Even though we're not spending Christmas here, you know, I'll get decorations up like mid-November and then we can enjoy them until we leave. That should be fun. I am dreading my next trip to California though, because the thing that I went to California for, the legal thing that I've been telling you guys about, which is so annoying, it got pushed again. It got pushed literally days before it was supposed to happen, and I was so choked about it, and I was upset that, you know, I went all the way out there for that reason, but, you know, I just tried to make the best of it. I got to spend time with my family. My sisters got to meet Archie, and yeah, stopped in Portland to see my family there. So it wasn't like a complete loss, but, you know, now we have to do this again. And Vince is back at work and he cannot leave earlier than scheduled, and the rescheduling of this thing that I've been dealing with is happening a week before he's leaving, or a week before his vacation. So I have to go by myself. I have to fly with Archie by myself, but by then he's gonna be 6 months, so hopefully, you know, it'll be a little bit easier, but I'm dreading it. I'm the type of person that's always like hyper aware of my surroundings, and like I always feel like I need to like please everyone, and so if he cries and makes noise and stuff, I'm just gonna feel bad for the people around me. Because I'll admit, I am definitely one of those people, and have been one of those people, like if there's a crying baby on a plane, I'm just like, ugh, why me? Why did I have to get on this flight? And now I'm gonna be that person. So I'm definitely, like, once I got pregnant, I became more, is the word empathetic or sympathetic? I became more sympathetic for people who, you know, travel with kids and they're like screaming and stuff, but yeah, we will deal with that once we get there. Luckily, it shouldn't be a long travel day, but we'll see if I can get a direct flight to Sac. I think this is too small. It's like exactly the same size as the root system, but I want to go bigger so that it can grow a bit bigger. So let's do, it's not that much bigger, to be honest, but it's a little bigger. It'll do. I really, really love this plant. It reminds me of the plants that I got from my friend Jose. Is it this plant or that plant? Where is it? It's so like long and sharp and narrow and dagger-like. Where the heck is that plant? Is it this one? This is concerning. Oh, it's here. Doi. It did have spider mites though, so just leave her alone, okay? But this is my Fort Sherman Ralph Linum crossed with the Dress Carla. So Fort Sherman Ralph Linum. Okay. But how it's like really like dark and lengthy, long and sharp. I freaking love this plant. It is amazing. So yeah, it kind of is giving me the same vibes as this plant. I think that's why I like it so much. Ow. Y'all, I am cracking. It was my birthday not too long ago. My birthday is on October 15th. And I am officially geriatric. I am 35. It's so crazy. I can remember a time where like, was it my mom? Like my mom had turned, I don't know, 39 or 40. She turned like 40 or something. And I was like, oh my God, she's old. I was like, I think I was like 13 when I said this. I was like, I'm never gonna be that old. I'm never gonna get there. It's gonna be forever. And now I'm here. It's so sad. Well, it's not sad. This is so morbid, but I was actually telling my sister not too long ago that I'm like, I'm glad we're not immortal. Like, I don't want to live forever. I really don't. Like, obviously I'd want to see like Archie fully grow up. I'd want to see, you know, grandkids grow up if I ever did have grandkids. But like, imagine if we all just lived forever. Like, we had to get up every single day and go to work, pay bills, have stomach aches, like all of these things. No, I don't want it. I don't want that. Give me the time I'm supposed to have. Let me see the world a little bit, have some good experiences, experience love, and I'm good. And then let me be free. Set me free. I'm supposed to be filming another video today, but I don't think I'm gonna have time, and I'm trying to do laundry and all the things. It's so hard being an adult. I was talking to my sisters today about how like every year for Christmas Eve, like we see my mom's extended family. So I see like my cousins on that side, all my aunts and stuff. And I love, no shade, I love my mom's side of the family. They're very like unproblematic, so loving, so kind, and it's always a good time with them. And every year, you know, we do like, not the gift exchange, but like the aunts buy all the cousins gifts, and we used to open them one by one, which was so boring, but my aunts will still get like me and my sister's gifts. I'm like, dude, I'm 35, like you don't need to get me gifts anymore. And every year I have that mentality of like, oh, I'm a kid, I'm the baby, I don't need to get anyone gifts, when like really I should be the one now like gifting gifts to the kids and gifts to my aunt and my grandparents. I show up to that party empty-handed every freaking year, and I did not realize how cringe that was until like this year. So I need to, one, make more money, and I need to start being the gift giver. So me and my sisters and my mom were saying like screw white elephant, not white elephant, is it white elephant? Secret Santa, screw Secret Santa this year. Let's save the money and use that for the kids. And now we have to go be an adult and buy gifts for all of the kids. And it's just, I'm like, when did this happen to me? When did this happen to me? Why am I aging so fast? It seemed like just yesterday I was at Walden West in 5th grade eating what I thought was a glowworm, but it was actually just a breath mint. Stupid. These are like some of these these are good questions, you guys. You guys are eating. You guys are eating with these questions. What are your current favorite must-have plant tools? Ooh, I like this question. Okay, let's think about this. So one, obviously, my handy dandy earwax scraper. I use that to peel corms. I use that to clean off stems. I will show you what the earwax scraper is here in case you have not seen me use it in action on this channel, but I use it for like so many things, to unstuck leaves. It's a versatile tool, okay? So that has to be probably my number one. Archie's screaming. And then I think number two, I wish I had my plant cart in sight here. Number two are gonna be I don't know if this is considered like a plant tool, but fertilizers in pump spray bottles. I think that's more of like a plant hack or whatever, but it's just helped me so much with fertilizing, like, because before I would just keep them in the bottles, and when it was fertilizing day, I was like, I don't want to have to like take it out and do all the things. So now, like, having them in the pump bottles, it's just so easy to just like pump it in the vessel that I'm using and then fertilize, and my plants are better for it. So that has been a game changer. What's another tool? Oh, let me show you. Wait, did I show you this already? Sorry for the crying, guys. It is Archie's nap time. Oh, here's my thing. Okay, I'm not gonna go like wild, okay? Because like, I really don't use a ton of plant tools besides like your normal like shears and things like that, but here's the triple threat. So, earwax scraper. Number one, I wish I could demonstrate in this video. Number two are these tweezers for arranging seeds, holding really small seedlings and repotting it. With the seeds, they kind of like, it's hard to grab them. They like sort of pop. So I wouldn't recommend it for that. But this, I think this is for like olives. Hello, please focus. I think these are for like olives, like for like a martini or something. Once you like spread the seeds out into your prop bin or whatever, this is the perfect little tool to kind of like move them around. I just found it so satisfying. I gave 2 each to Alice and Jing, and they were like, dang. I was like, trust me, it's amazing. So yeah, give that a try, these 3 things. I'm sure there's a ton more that I missed. A lot of these I thought like didn't really have roots, but they do. So that's a nice little tree. Oh, look at this fatty, chunky one. Oh my gosh, please, Sherman, do not break it. Look at that big chunker. Big chunkaroo. It's erect. It is erect. I'm gonna remove some of these lower leaves because the stem isn't very long, and I want to be able to put it in a little bit deeper. Also, if you guys have any favorite sellers on Palm Street, please feel free to leave it in the comments. I'm actually, maybe if I can remember, I'm going to post a comment and then you guys can comment under that so that all of it is in one comment, if that makes any sense. I don't follow a ton of sellers on Palm Street, but I'm open to it. Although I am done buying for the rest of the year. Believe you me, I will not be taking this many plants home in December. That is a guarantee. I simply won't allow it. And if I do have any more like Palm Street credits, I'll probably just use them for Christmas gifts. Like I want to get my gram. I might want to try and get my gram one of those spiral ginger plants. How long have I been filming for? Oh, an hour. I think she would really like that. And I don't think I'm gonna get my mom another plant just because we're trying to practice minimalism. She's trying to practice minimalism. I'm clearly not. But I can definitely get one for my gram. Okay, this is the last plant that I'm going to repot, and it is the SKG Silver Bessier Af. I do think I can use a much larger pot. I wish that I could put leca down at the bottom, but I do not have any more leca. Actually, let's see how big this root system is. I feel like I haven't even been using this grid. I'm like, seriously, do this setup. It's amazing. And then I'm not even using it. I'm so used to just like putting my plant in the bin, that's why. Oh yeah, I think this one can definitely use that size pot. Like, it's definitely much bigger, but that's the point. But I really don't like doing this method unless I have leca down at the bottom. It's just worked a lot better for me. I wonder if I'm seeing Alice. When am I seeing Alice? Oh, I'm not seeing her till next week. I was like, maybe we can divvy up these plants together. Maybe I could just drive to her house really quick and we can film that. But we'll see. We'll see how much I have left in me for this video, because I have so many scheduled videos that are like sponsored videos, and I'm so behind just because life, right? And I'm so grateful that the companies that I've been working with are super understanding, because like I got COVID and then I was traveling, got Archie, and then I have my first sponsored video that possibly has gone wrong. I've never been in this situation before, but basically I was already kind of hesitant about doing this collaboration, but I just said, screw it. I like what they're offering and it's something that I would use and would want, but I had some reservations, and then it arrived, and then I had even more reservations in terms of the quality, at the price point that it's at, and I was like, look, I don't feel good about it. I don't feel good about it. These are the issues that I'm having, and now they're trying to like go back and forth saying like, no, you have to do this and you have to do this. And I'm just trying to find a way to go back and not do this at all. So anyway, I've had a little bit of anxiety over that. But yeah. Unfortunately, I found myself in a little bit of a pickle, and I'm never gonna do a collab ever again. I'm just kidding. But this is definitely one of the reasons why I don't do many collaborations, because anxiety. So yeah, okay, I think I'm done. I think that's it. So I was actually really surprised at the dilution amount. This one comes, I think, in 3 bottle sizes. I got the smallest one, and I was like, oh, this is probably only gonna last me like 2 or 3 months, but literally for a gallon of water, you need half a milliliter. Do you know how little that is? That's this much, just the tip. That's what she said, just the tip of this. That's half a milliliter for a gallon. 5 milliliters for 10 gallons. So this stuff goes a long way. I don't know. I'm just eyeballing it because I don't have time to measure out a gallon. Although I think I have, you know what? I think my little, hold on. I actually might have a jug that's a gallon. I have this jug here from Archie's formula because I use purified water. It's a gallon. So I'll be able to use the right dilution amount, which kind of feels good to not just be guessing. It just looks like murky water, and this is all you need. This is it. This is it for this entire thing. So this little bottle is probably gonna last forever. Sorry if you can't tell, I'm sort of like whisper talking now because Arch is just across the way sleeping. It's really amazing though, being able to just put him down for naps. We definitely spoiled him with the contact naps. I should probably, guys, I'm gonna say this, I should probably use a funnel because I'm gonna spill, but I'm just gonna try it. No, I'm not gonna try it. I can already see the future. Yeah, so we definitely spoiled him with the contact naps when he was first born, and so that's kind of what he got used to. And guys, it's crazy, like Vince was on night shift. That is so loud. That's the loudest thing I've ever heard. Did I just wake him up? Oh my gosh. I did not think that was gonna be that loud. Okay. Watching him. Why is this taking so long? This is one of those moments where I'm like, why were you born this way? Why? 4 liters to a gallon. There's 4 liters in a gallon. 4 liters is 1 gallon. This is 4 liters. This is a gallon. This is a gallon. I just moved a gallon into a gallon. Did not just happen. Okay, anyway. And now there's like a huge mess here. Perfect. Oh my God, you know what? I don't have time for this. I don't have time for this. So yeah, we spoiled him with the contact naps, and literally all night, Vince would just hold him. He rarely slept in his bassinet through the night, and even for naps, he was always in one of our arms. I think we were like too scared to put him down because he would obviously just like stir and cry, and we just were trying to avoid that, and we never allowed him to sort of just soothe himself and get used to the bassinet. And so one thing I wanted to change when Vince went back to work and it would just be me was, you know, teaching him how to just sleep in his bassinet. And OMG, I thought I was going crazy. It was like a solid 2 weeks of teaching him how to self-soothe, and I had a lot of days where I cried, nights I cried. I was frustrated and tired, but not regretful, I don't think, because I got to spend so much time holding him and like watching him grow up literally in my arms. And I look back at his newborn photos and I'm like, man, you grew up so fast. Like when were you just like not a newborn anymore? So I don't regret it, but I am glad that, you know, we decided to sleep train and do it as early as we did. My friend said that she started sleep training her daughter at like 6 weeks, and I was like, how? He was like barely opening his eyes. I'm just kidding. But yeah, now that he's like 4 months, you know, I want to get him self-soothing and sleeping on his own. And it's nice to be able to like know exactly how to get him down now. And I can just go off, pump, I can eat, I can have a glass of wine, I can watch an episode of something. Like there's more predictability in our day, which feels really nice, because I was just running on fumes before. I was like, how long am I going to be trapped under this boy? Is this going to be a 2-3 hour nap? So yeah, if you want my advice, I am very pro sleep train. And no, we did not do the cried out method. I thought I'd be the kind of mom that would be okay with the cried out method. Like, oh, you'll learn. It's not hurting you, but I can't bear to hear him cry. I'm weak. Okay, so that is the box of woohoo plants. I don't know if I'm gonna have time to repot all of the other plants, but I do need to give my camera a break. So you're gonna go on an ad break and I will be right back. Okay, so here's another plant that I got from the Homebody. This one is a Tim's Black. crossed with a pappy. And I will throw in Tim's Black here. Yeah, she sent me this one as a little gift. So thank you, Fabiana. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more plants to repot here. I'm gonna try and blast through these because I have like 30 minutes left before I need to be on Archie duty by myself. The first one I'm gonna just get this one out because this one looks like it is hanging on for dear life. And it looks dry as heck. Whoa, 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 whoa. Stay, stay, stay. It's actually got a really good root system here. There's 3 plants, so there's this one. This one's like a little offset. I'll just propagate that one separately. And then there's actually 2 stems on here, but yeah, it's pretty well rooted. This stem has gone a little soft. So I think I'm just gonna separate it because it has its own root system now. So it doesn't actually need this anymore. Whoa. In terms of propagation, not feeling good about this. It's like all yellow and I don't wanna, yeah, it's just gonna die. I actually am kind of thinking, what if I do pond for this, but it already has soil roots, so considering I know nothing about this plant, probably makes more sense to not try and switch things up. But for some reason, I'm feeling no drainage on it. I just think that this is a plant that's going to enjoy no drainage. Again, I don't know anything about it. I'm just making assumptions here, and that is my assumption. I do think I'm gonna try and propagate that little guy in pond though, and then I'm gonna stick it in one of my prop bins. Okay, let's answer maybe 2 more questions. I don't know why this turned into a Q&A, but here we are. How is it juggling things with Archie and plants? I think I've answered this before. Might have been in a video that I did with Alice, maybe in my last week of, I don't remember. But yeah, in a nutshell, it's been hard. It's been a lot harder than I thought it would be. Definitely underestimated how difficult being a mom is. And now it's gonna be even harder with, you know, Vince being back at work. But I do like this new life, despite the stress that it's come with and the sleep deprivation and stuff. I think this is like the happiest that me and Vince have ever been, like our entire lives. And yeah, it's good. It's good. And I appreciate my plants so much more than I did before, which I didn't think was even possible. But it's a great escape for me as a mom. And it's my own thing. I don't have to share it with anyone. And yeah, it's good. So that's done. I don't need to put this in that bin because I think I'm gonna leave it in the plant room for a while to let it sort of adjust and acclimatize. And then this one I'm just gonna stick into a prop bin. It looks like it's gone full white, but we'll see what comes of it. Go-to coffee order. I don't really have a coffee order. Like when I was going to Starbucks, my order was like either a matcha frappuccino or the brown sugar shaken espresso, or I would get like a cold brew or something. Honestly, on a day-to-day basis, I just drink instant coffee, but I drink what I think is really good instant coffee. This is the instant coffee that I'm drinking right now. I can never go back to another instant coffee ever. It's the best one that's out there. My sister, who's kind of a coffee snob, loves this coffee. She just had it for the first time. And she was like, you need to bring me a few jars back from Canada because they don't sell it in the States, at least not where my family is in Sac. I don't know if this is like a Canadian thing, but I saw it on the TikTok and was like, oh, I'll give that a try. And yeah, have not gone back since. And Alice, who's an actual barista, she likes this instant coffee. I don't know if she's the one that introduced me to this coffee or if I introduced her to this coffee. I can't remember. Current favorite plant inspo accounts. Okay, so it's kind of been the same thing for a long time. Obviously, Benji. I am Benji's #1 fan. He should probably block me at this point because it's getting a little creepy. So I love Benji. I love, not even just for plant inspiration, it's primarily, honestly, for home decor, interior design. I feel like we kind of have sort of similar but very different taste in plants. But that's kind of why I really like watching his channel, because it's different from what my normal is, and I need a lot of change in my life. I get bored of the same things. Like, I don't, to be honest, I don't watch very many videos that's just like aeroid related. I get enough of that in my day-to-day life. I don't need to see more, and that's just my preference. I know a lot of people just can consume this type of content like all day long, but I'm just not the kind of person that can, especially because I'm doing YouTube too. It's just like an overload. So Benji is one. I really like Fessy Jojo. I don't know how to say her name. She's on Instagram. She has like my dream plant setup. Like, if I could choose one person to plant style my house, it would be her. She has incredible taste. I feel like we both have the same taste in plants. We both have a love of trailing plants. I feel like the way she styles her house is the way that I naturally would too. So I really love her space. I love her collection. It is freaking beautiful. I think she might be in Perth. I don't remember exactly where she lives, but I do think it's in Australia somewhere. Man, these plants were so dry. I'm surprised that they're not completely limp. I am relieved to finally be getting these out though, because they have been in this packaging for way too long. Nice healthy root system on this plant. I'm very happy about it. I am going to remove some of these lower leaves though that aren't really doing anything for the plant anymore and are kind of just getting in the way, to be honest. This new leaf this new leaf looks so good. Please don't be awake. It looks so much like, what plant am I thinking of? It's got like red in it and it's really abby and yummy. I don't know which plant I'm thinking of. If you were on death row, what would your last meal be? What would my last meal be? I think it would be Korean barbecue with like every single side that was available. The kimchi, the pickled radish, the pickled bean sprouts. I want the corn, the mashed potatoes, and the, oh gosh, I just had something recently at Korean barbecue that was so good. It was different. It was like mashed potatoes with corn and something else, and it was unbelievable. But I would just want like an infinite amount of the meat that I like primarily is, what is it? Galbi, bone-in galbi. That's my favorite. Sorry to the vegetarians and vegans and pescatarians out there, but I am a meat eater. That would, yeah, hands down be my death row meal. And then if for some reason they couldn't get me that, I think the next one would be seafood, like a complete like seafood meal, crab, clams, crawfish. I'm not a huge lobster person. I'm actually allergic to lobster, but I do like it in like lobster rolls or like lobster sushi or something. But I'm a crab and crawfish girly. It's one reason why I want to visit like Louisiana. I want to have like a real boil out there. I want the full experience. And I also want to like see the homes and stuff and the architecture. I just think it's a really, really beautiful place. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I am powering through these because I don't have time. Okay, last 3. This one is the Black Widow Michelle Fort Sherman. This is so interesting. She did a pot in a pot. Pot in a pot. I think she might have just, I don't know if she cut the bottom out or if it's just, oh, I see. Because it probably had roots growing out of it and she just wanted to keep it. Okay. Smart girl. Smart girly pop. Good beneficials for my Anthurium tent. I'm getting little speckles on the leaves, but it's not spider mites. Same. Me too. I think it's either flat mites or broad mites, and I don't know which beneficials can actually tackle them, but I imagine maybe spickle mites or Swirsky mites. That's just my guess. Although some people have said the only thing that gets rid of something like flat mites is like alcohol and boiling water, but we all know what happened when I went down that road last time, and I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it again. I was bullied for months after that video went up, but you know what? I don't regret it because I learned a valuable lesson and I got to teach people to not do the same thing as me. And I might have saved who knows how many people's collections. So I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry about it. This can go in a much bigger pot, but I'm not gonna mess with it right now. I am at a shortage of plastic pots, surprisingly. So this is just gonna have to do, and I have some pots here reserved for another repot I have to do like ASAP, so I don't have time to like wait for new pots to come in. But this one is gonna outgrow this pot really fast. Paulina at Woohoo, she's like, are you the creator of the Fort Sherman? Is that why it's called the Fort Sherman? I was like, girl, who do you think I am? You think I'm capable of that? And some people have asked why I call myself Sherman, and it's just a play off of Charmaine, to be completely honest. There's nothing, there's no story behind it. It was just one day I was Sherman, and it just stuck, and I've never gone back. Okay, I think I'm gonna answer one more question. Why is my Anthurium dark crystallinum crossed with Forgetii stuck with only one darn leaf forever? There's a possibility. Oh no, my kid's awake. That means I really have to go. There's a possibility that you attained a runt. I know runts tend to put out really tiny leaves, and once they do mature, they sometimes have a hard time holding on to multiple leaves at once. So it could be nothing that you're doing, and just could be the genetics of that plant. Another thing could be maybe you are not fertilizing it enough, or it just does not have a healthy root system. So you want to look at maybe looking at some kind of like beneficial bacteria to use, or switching up the substrate that it's in, and just making sure that it's able to produce the healthiest roots possible. But really it could be a lot of things, but I'm inclined to say if you are growing other Anthurium and you're growing them normally and growing them well, you clearly know what you're doing, and it could just be you got a bad plant. And that's why I don't like selling runts, because yeah, what if I sell a runt to someone who says, oh, I don't care if it's a runt, it's fine. And then they grow it to be like somewhat larger, and then they pass that off to someone else, not telling them that it was a runt. And then you have the same issue. People thinking that it's something that they're doing wrong when really you just bought a weak plant, you know? Oh, my baby's crying. He's like, hey, come get me right now. Oh my God. I'm almost done. Yeah, I just need 5 minutes. Okay, everyone, since I'm on the last plant and I really have to go, this video was way longer than it was supposed to be. So I hope you enjoyed it, this little Q&A. I hope I answered some of your questions. I hope you found some plant sellers on Palm Street that tickle your fancy. I hope I got some people to use the Palm Street app because it's really, really fun. I'm not just saying that because they're paying me to say it. It really is. Truly, I really enjoy it, and I've made some really cool connections and good friends on there. Thank you to all of the sellers who made this video possible, whether it was me buying from you or you gifting them to me so generously. Please give these sellers a follow and support them and support small sellers. I'm also going to plug in my referral link for Palm Street. I think you get a $5 credit if you join using that link. Don't forget to download the, what is it? VPN. That was me trying to unlock the word in my brain. Don't forget to download the VPN if you want to join in on the Palm Street fun. And also don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and I will see you in the next one.